This video is intended to teach you how to spot somebody from the Church of the Anal Eating Mummy. I got the emotionally stunted right here, the superior psychology that comes from being raped in the ass. Chronic self-absorbed, self-preoccupied behavior. They think of themselves first, limited lack of empathy, lack of guilt or remorse, disregard for your well-being, safety, and those you love. They do what feels best. They do not learn from past mistakes and continue to repeat behaviors that has negative consequences, lack of self-reflection, inability to take your perspective, stand in your shoes. History of conflict and drama in relationships. History denying reality due to effective realism. Reality is what it feels like versus what it is. History of distorting reality, making up new narratives about a situation to deal with it. History of impulsive behavior, more feeling than thinking, so they do what feels best. Enmeshment in relationships instead of emotional intimacy. May focus on physical things versus emotional. They do not do emotional work. They do not know how to repair relationships effectively. This beautiful psychology, if somebody has 1, 2, or 3 of these traits, they have this. Now, they're also lead brains, and lead brains cause antisocial personality disorder, anxiety, mild paranoia, forgetfulness, and they're all matter and no mind. It means they don't think. Complex thoughts, terrifying, and they don't have introspective. Okay? Now, my favorite and fastest way to figure out these guys is actually really funny. I used to go around saying, "Were you turkey basted as a baby?" And you'll just see them do this because they have trauma in their nervous system. Okay? You might want to say, "Were you fucked in the ass?" But the other sign you're dealing with these people is socially awkward. They're socially underdeveloped. The other part is disingenuous or fake crying. There's this bitch down at the chiropractic office down here. She loves fake crying. And this is the thing about it is, to idiots, it works every time. But the issue is, I'm an artist, and I know what human facial emotions look like, even though I actually can't draw them because I have brain damage. I know when you're being fake, it's offensive. And this is the thing, they're constantly trying to outsmart you because lying and bullshitting is their number one skill. Is lying, bullshitting, and killing is their standard operating procedure at the Church of the Anal Eating Mummy. Now, this next part, virtue signaling. I don't curse. That's it. That's their only value, is they don't curse. Now, the truth about these people is they're soulless. They're completely void of humanity in every form, and it's kind of funny because if you ever look up nihilism, it says nihilist, you're soulless. Nihilists aren't soulless. That's a complete misunderstanding, and they're not void of values. They just understand the way the world works and accept it. Okay? These people don't accept the way the world works. That's why they murder, kill, and destroy. They are soulless, and they do not have values of any type. Republicans do it all the time. They always value signal, they have virtue signal. And these guys are the best because they're like, I don't curse, but then they beat, rape, murder, brutalize, destroy, kill, poison, and just do all the evil things. But somehow, look, they do all the evil things. Somehow they're good people. No, you have to pick a lane. You don't get to brutalize, kill, rape, murder, threaten, poison, and destroy, and be a good person. It's one way or the other. You get to pick. These things do not go hand in hand. And this is the problem with me, is my mind thinks in black and white. I tend to be either or with a lot of things. So naturally, I just don't like these people because they bullshit. My parents always bullshitted me as a kid, and that's why I really fucking detest it. When dealing with bullshit, much like my guy Brock from God of War, who had to die because he had to take on the world's greatest bullshitter, Odin, who bullshit, lies, manipulates, pretends to be nice, and every time they're pretending to be nice, they're trying to get something. As soon as one of these people approach you and they're being nice, you should play along and clown them because they're clowns. Okay? One of the biggest signs I've noticed is when you're talking real, when you're just being straight with these people and being real, they get high at you because you hurt their feelings. And you need to remember, they can't process their feelings. So drugs is the natural counter for them. Can't process my emotions, I'm going to get high. You'll find them doing this shit. They'll grab whatever drug, weed, crack, meth, whatever is available and go as if they're teaching you a lesson because you said words that hurted them. And the only thing they care about is themselves. When somebody cares about themselves, they have no values. They are their only moral. Okay? That is a fact. that is not up for debate. Okay? They don't care about anybody. And it astounds me that they created a society, these people. I don't know how they don't constantly just murder one another. I think they secretly do. I think there's a lot of in-murdering that is covered up at the Church of the Anal Eaten Mummy. It wouldn't surprise me if it's just like a serious fucking problem for these guys to just murder one another. Because they're all lead-brain psychopaths. I mean, it's their nature. And that, you're going to hear me say that. Their nature. Nature is a very important thing. I try to be a nice person. I'm inherently altruistic. I always do the right thing. Like, I try to always do the right thing, you know. I'm a flawed person. People are inherently fucking flawed. And I remember this thing, the church is never admit that you're flawed, which is hilarious because, like, their leaders are some of the most flawed, fucked up, stupid, idiotic, and moronic people on the planet. So, when you're dealing with that kind of shit, the, freaking, there's a need to be like, if you're flawed, therefore, you can't be a superior being, you can't be a god. You guys are the furthest things from gods. You think like fucking 2-year-olds. I have your psychology right here. You haven't even completed the developmental cycle and you can't process your emotions. You have no introspective. A dog has introspective. They don't think. That's the thing. Complex thoughts, nuance. Every member does that. Now, some of them are charismatic. They have, like, training to be charismatic. But the majority of them are just weird. They're straight up weird. And you gotta remember they were raped, so they are traumatized. That is why they are so fucking weird. Now, I'm gonna talk about bullshitting. After all this shit was done, the president had to virtue signal to pretend to be a good person. Oh man, this shit gets crazy. So one of the things was Blondie. Blondie stole the 4 million from the Muslims, right? So Anal Eaten Mummy God came up with a stupid plan to marry me to a woman, and she was gonna decide what I could spend the money on. Like, he was gonna give her money. Because if they gave me money, they have to murder me. Because I'm under a bullshit contract, I have to legally let them settle all my legal disputes, and all the legal cases are rigged. They're all bullshit. It's all fake. It's all smoke and mirrors bullshit. So they owe me $4 billion, but if I had cashed that check, they would murder me. Because you don't take church from the Anal Eaten Mummy. You don't take money from the Church of the Anal Eaten Mummy. So they murder you. Okay? Yeah. And they were like, oh, well, we gotta give you something. And I was like, well, what can you give me? And Anal Eaten Mummy God was like, and I was, you're lying. And this is the thing. They have to lie because they have to look good. They have to virtue signal. They have to pretend to be good people because they're incapable of being good people. They're soulless. Once again, they're completely soulless. They are void of humanity. There is no humanity in the president. There's no humanity in that place. There's no humanity. They hate humanity. They hate living. They hate freedom. Like, they're so funny because everything they do is chaotic. It goes in both directions every time and it makes no fucking sense. And then they're like, it makes perfect sense. It makes no fucking sense. No, the truth is it makes perfect sense because it's all about white supremacy. Like, that's why God gives you a planet and the devil gives you a planet, because morals are pointless. I remember getting constantly bereaved by these people for being self-righteous, but like, yeah, this thing with Anal Eaten Mummy God was pretty funny because he quickly found out, like, basically he was gonna force me to marry this bitch and she was gonna murder me. That's what was gonna happen, and I quickly figured that out. This dude, I had a fucking extremely metal brain. Like, I should have been shitting fucking jewelry at this point. I should have had, like, chains coming out of my asshole. Fucking, I should, like, crappy fucking quarter machine jewelry should have been falling out of my butt. So Anal Eaten Mummy God fucking's like, okay, I'll give you, you know, at one point, Stu and Blondie interrupt a call from George Miller, and I was trying to help him keep his daughter, but then they told me, like, they would let me out of my contract if I didn't help George Miller. So I agreed to get out of my contract, and fucking they immediately explained to me they fucking lied to get me to stop helping George. And then Anal Eating Mummy God was like, well, yeah, I wanted to give George his daughter, and we had this back and forth. When these guys are entitled to everything, like that, this is the thing. They're completely fucking entitled. So I have a damaged brain. I'm completely void of rational thought, and I don't fucking fully comprehend. The only thing I know in my brain is these people are full of shit. So I know Anal Eating Mummy God is full of shit. If he wanted to give me money, he could give me money. He's not gonna. Okay? And that's the point. Okay? You're not gonna get anything. And that's the whole point of dealing with these people is zero accountability. That's the game. Like there's no court. There's no court. Their court is fake. Their judicial system is fake. It is just to facilitate human trafficking and maximum human suffering for the malignant narcissists who beat off to it. That is what their court does. Okay? So, good old fucking the president and George Miller were talking, and I want a 1969 El Camino. I'll deliver it to my house. Okay, the president goes, I'll get you a 1969 El Camino. If anything, this would have been a demonstration he is capable of being a good person. Can't do it. Gets me a 1970 El Camino, tells me I have to go to Utah to get it. Why does he want to get me to go to Utah? Bang! Blow my fucking head off. This is common sense. Like, there is a thing, I remember one point some guy told me I was a coward, and I just started laughing because it's not cowardness to know not to put your head in a fucking blender. Okay? It's common sense. You know death is over there. You don't walk into death. That's what stupid people do. Okay? This asshole wanted me to go to Utah so I'd be isolated and alone and he could murder me. That was it. It's not complicated. It's not smart. These people have been just disgusting the entire fucking time. Beat, raped, waterboarded, tortured my ass to get what they want. They demonstrated that they are void of all moral fiber. They have no virtues, okay? And it is perfectly acceptable to just be completely fucking disgusting on every level. And then you want me to trust you. Chaotic fucking relationship, dude. I'm gonna bullshit, lie, manipulate, murder, and destroy to get what I want. You need to trust me and think I'm a good person. I remember another talk with the president, good old Anal Eating Mummy God. He was like, when have I lied to you? You lied about me being rich and famous. You lied when you told me I was gonna die. Just all these fucking things. It is just fucking ridiculous. And I don't know how you can be such a piece of shit and then get mad when people don't trust you. Like, you're a piece of shit. It's your nature. Okay? And I talk a lot about nature. To know their nature is to know them. And this is it. This is every member right here. Okay. You want to spot these people? Black rings under the eyes. Some of them have this weird lip thing going on where this part of their lip is kind of droopy. I've noticed that. Like, almost every member has that. That's the lead destroying their nervous system and locking them out of their emotions because they're dumbasses. What else do we got? The car incident, which was hilarious. At one point, he called back, was like, why didn't you get the car? And I was like, because I don't have the money to go to Utah. Also, you're going to murder me. So he's like, I'll give you some land. And I was like, cool. I was like, I'll take land or whatever. I was like, can you give me that without murdering me? And he was like, well, and I go, you just mail me the deed in the mail. Simple. You can give it to me over the mail. All you got to do is get the call. You got to come to You cannot make this shit up. These guys love murder. They are a cult of death. Like, fucking kill, veins in my teeth, blood, murder, kill. He thinks he's entitled to something. He thinks I have to make amends for the horror I caused. No! Like, they're children that don't want daddy's belt. and they'll do anything to not get daddy's belt. Like, murder, standard issue. The other part is winning. My favorite is talking to Stu one time. This is just getting to know the members of the Church of the Anal Eaten Mummy. Stu explaining to me about how you win at everything is by cheating. So I was just like, so if we sat down to play a game of cards and I just pulled a gun out and blew your head off, you'd be like, he won, that's what happens? And no! What? That's cheating! I was, yes. And I was like, so then basically Stu explains to me, you play tic-tac-toe, you can shoot people in the head, and you win. And that's how that works. And you don't actually get to be good at anything. You just kill the other guy, and then you're the best. And I was like, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm self-righteous. I'm the self-righteous one. Self-righteous asshole right here. And this is the thing. The big chunk of the reason why these people absolutely hate me is the fact that I have values. Yeah, my value is straightforward and it's very fucking simple. We are spiritual beings having a physical experience. And any being dedicated to ruining another person's physical experience is evil. So putting somebody into human sex trafficking, that's evil. Murdering somebody, that's evil. Stealing, that's evil. Completely derailing somebody else's life, that's evil. Raping somebody because you think that you have the superior psychology, that's evil. And I mean, these guys are a part of a rape factory. It's literally like all the churches are just set up to rape people. It's what they do. It's why they were raping the Boy Scouts. That was a thing with these people. Fucking this infinite stupidity and their rage and hatred. The reason why they hate the people that are altruistic are hated by everybody universally. And it's because you curate their shittiness, and then they feel bad. And once again, emotionally stunted. If you make them feel bad, you are bad. You're evil. Because you hurted my feelings. And once again, they'll get high at you. I don't have to feel my emotions. Because I can't process them. Because I'm underdeveloped and need extreme psychological help. And I'm not going to get it because that means admitting I'm not a superior being and I'm actually really fucked up. Good job, crackhead. Good job. My psychology cuts through bullshit. Lying, manipulating, all that shit. I remember Stu getting increasingly pissed off because I was extremely difficult for him to bullshit with. But like, once you know their psychology, once you can spot them, once you can see through their bullshit, they're not unique or special in any fucking case. They can just lie a lot and kill and destroy, and they're like, this is the behavior of a god. Yeah, that right there. Now it's important to note the whole, they get a planet if they worship God, they get a planet if they worship the devil. So there is no incentive for them to be good people, so they are not inherently good people. Because bullshit, lying, manipulating, killing, you get a planet. Not murdering, trying to be a decent human being, you get a planet. So what is the point? It is an amoral philosophy from an amoral people who virtue signal and pretend to be human beings. And I say they pretend because they don't have humanity. When you drink lead, it knocks you out of your emotions and knocks you out of your physical, your mental, emotional connections with other people. You become soulless. These people are soulless. They do not have souls. That is why they suck. And like, they're horrible people. Like, I don't know how you can be so fucking evil and then be like, we're good people. And I remember the entire time the president was, we just come to Utah, we're not going to murder you. I just remember like covering my mouth and trying not to laugh on the phone as he was trying to trick me into going to a place where it would be easier to off my ass. Like, these people are completely fucking ridiculous in all of their aspects. Even how they fucking behave. And like, it's funny because they say like narcissists will be nice to you. Evil, nice, evil, nice, evil. And it's supposed to create what's called a trauma relationship where you just become used to them being nice evil, then eventually it's just evil, like nonstop. They're just fucking assholes. And I don't do that shit. You're either going to be good or you're going to be gone. Okay? I don't let garbage in my life. Okay? Like, the ridiculous shit. Like, imagine being so fucked up and twisted that you completely fuck somebody over, but you're not going to do shit to fix it. Okay? Instead, you're going to find some way through some ridiculous bullshit instead of just giving somebody a car isn't that fucking hard. He couldn't do it. Okay? Giving somebody a land deed isn't that hard. He couldn't do it. Like, giving somebody money isn't that hard. He couldn't do it. Okay? It's an admission of guilt. It's an admission of being wrong. And they can't do that because they're superior beings.